What is up? So today we are doing the Angler tier list. So let's go over the tier list. So first, I have always buy. This one's pretty obvious. This just means I'll be actively wanting to buy Angler or even searching for Angler. I'd freeze Angler at like 1 gold. And then we have buy a lot. It's not like I'm not always actively looking for the angler, but if I stumble across the angler, I'll probably cycle them to buy something. Now, if the odds are good, is more so I know if it was just one pet I wouldn't buy the angler, but if there were two, I'm willing to risk it. You know, because you got 2 and 5 odds on angler, so if there's like two okay things, I'll take the angler. And I'll take it means like this wasn't what I was looking for, but I'll take it anyways. Now, if the stars align, that's usually like a super niche situation. I'll take that pet, or if I had previously anglered something else from them, and like now I have a synergy. And now the important tier is BM. BM is like I'm only putting this on my board to disrespect my opponent, and total whiff is like I'm insta selling it. I never wanted that. Now let's get into the pets I have on here. So I have tier 4 and above of every pack except puppy pack, and I'm not including puppy pack because angler in the mirror is more like a 2 gold tier up, or like they left a toy on board and you want that toy. So angler in the mirror isn't nearly as interesting. So I'm not including any puppy pack pets except Dragon, which he doesn't really matter. He was a consequence of Turtle Pack. And I have I think 3 tier 3s on here, and those are just a few exceptions I thought of. Pretty much, what you need to think about any tier 3 or lower is either a total whiff or a BM most of the time. So like almost every pet is included in the BM or total whiff that's tier 3 or lower, with a few exceptions I have here. I also am not including any strawberry pets from the new pack 3 because obviously all the strawberry pets are total whiffs. We can't get strawberries. But yeah, let's get started. So we'll start with one of the few tier 3s, Flea. Flea means you're fighting pack 4, which like you can't chocolate cake a flea, so it's not as good. But there are situations where you would love to overwrite the onion on a cobra or the pita bread on their largest unit. So he's kind of in the I'll take it category. Abomination, obviously a total whiff. His only synergies are mantis shrimp and Doberman, which could be good. You know, he could be in the stars align, but pretty much no, almost never. Now this one's interesting. You should never, ever buy Armadillo into the Pack 2 matchup because I will punish you. I actually angrily this guy a lot because people try to do the I'm an Armadillo Scorp on you. And one, I can either go toilet paper or microbe to ruin that for you. And I can also just get a board of peanuts and then have armadillos. So like I love having an armadillo. Yeah, I actually buy him a lot. Baboon, he's a weird one. He's more so in the BM, but he's also kind of like I'll take it. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, he's more an I'll take it. It's only like, say I was anglering something, trying to go for something good, and I hit Baboon, and I don't have enough money to sell him and buy some other good pet. I'll just end on the Baboon. Usually I'm getting a 1-2 from him. It's okay. Hmm. Bad dog. Bad dog is kind of interesting. Usually, he's kind of if maybe he's in the if the stars align or if the odds are good. Usually, the bad dog is more useful to pack 5 than to pack 2. But that's for the if you're going Pandora's box. The evil book could be more useful in Pack 2. So I think I put him at the stars in line. He's also sometimes a funny BM. Oh, Behemoth. Behemoth is just an absurd scaler whose stats can go over max, and you're playing one of the best scaling packs. He's in the buy a lot. Beluga Whale. Now, Beluga Whale's a fun one. The thing is, it's hard to get the level, but if you can level Beluga Whale, he is so good. So I think I put Beluga Whale in the if the odds are good. If there's like two things on their board I would definitely take the Beluga Whale. Like I've had a game where I got level 3 Beluga Whale from getting level 3 Angler, and they're just putting a lionfish in him. It's ridiculous. If you could level the Beluga Whale, you can put an Octo or a lionfish inside. He's really good. But that requires leveling the Beluga Whale. Bird of Paradise is in this if the stars align. The only build he really synergizes in the puppy pack is like a Sauropod Eliseal build. You can get a lot of value out of the Bird of Paradise. Other than that, not really good. Bison, you know exactly where he goes. He is definitely a BM kind of angler target. Blowfish. Don't think I've ever anglered a blowfish other than to like try to steal Booga's build. So I think I would probably put him in BM. He could be in and I'll take it. But most tier fours are gonna be in the lower side because tier fours I can't scale with T-Rex. Boar is in a buy a lot. He's probably close to always buy. He's a super good hit. Like Boar as is, he comes out the shop ready to go. He's really good. Cat is a he's tough. Cat is like somewhat if stars align and I'll take it. Like if you have level 2 lasagna popping and I have an angler and they have a cat, I'm always buying the cat, or I'm gonna try to get the cat. So I'll probably keep putting him in stars align. Blue ring, he's blue ring with most of the spy pets is if the odds are good. That usually means they have something like they could like exactly this. They could have beluga whale or blue ring. I would just buy that angler, and I'm happy with either of these. Catfish is he's usually a total whiff, unless you had already got a blue ring, and then you can use him as a BM. But he's most of the time a total whiff. Cerberus is a he's not particularly useful. Into like thing is it's like he's good for like popping melons or giving faint in front synergies, which Pack 2 doesn't really need. So he's kind of an I'll take it. He's got good base stats. Chimera is a total whiff. A cockatoo, like I said, most of the bipeds, it's if the odds are good. Cow, same ordeal. Snake. A snake, or this is Cobra. Cobra is in buy a lot because I have the means to scale a Cobra, but he still does need levels. So he's kind of tough. Crane, on the other hand, Crane might be our first always buy because usually I can get more value out of a Crane than my opponent could. Croc. Croc is Croc might be an I'll take it. There's some situations. The thing is, a lot of these pets, it's like I wouldn't. The boards in which I could steal a Croc aren't the same boards which I would buy a Croc because like they're not gonna have like Croc and Shark together most of the time, and you'd want to buy Croc into Shark or into Fly. But sometimes you get those situations where it's good. Hmm. Cuttlefish. Cuttlefish. Problem is he's a tier 4. He's not easy to scale. He's kind of probably just a total whiff. I mean, he has some situations. Same situation with Flea, where you might be wanting to just use him to overwrite an item in the back. A deer is kind of a just an I'll take it. I usually sell the deer, but if I don't have anything better to end on, I'll keep a deer. Cyclops, on the other hand, Cyclops is if the odds are good, and I mean it in a somewhat different sense. If I'm close to a level up, I'll definitely take the Cyclops. He's just like a 2 gold chocolate, but for me, he's like a 1 gold chocolate with an angler. So yeah, for that reason, he's good. Dragon is just he's a 2 gold tier up. He doesn't really count. You know, he's in the puppy pack as well. Egyptian Vulture is now a tier 5. I've never anglered an Egyptian Vulture, but we could scale him. There's some crazy things you could do with like Egyptian Vulture and Lionfish. But I've yet to ever get that build going in a 1v1. But that's something possible. So he's in the if the stars align. Emu, definitely a total whiff. I don't have any Emu synergy. Falcon, Falcon would require you to have like an Ellie Seal board that's popping off. The only time he's definitely just BM. You're never really gonna have a good situation where you're gonna be like scaling their Falcon to make it useful. And if they level their Falcon, it's way better than yours. So he's in the BM. Fire Ant is pretty good. The thing is, you don't usually need that much attack into the Pack 4 matchup. You kind of already do that. But there are times he's good. Fly, I actually buy Fly a lot. He's not an always buy, but just like the same reason Pack 1 players buy Fly, he's good at removing melons or things like that. So we have our first Pack 3 pet and the new one, the Fossa. I'm going to put him at the stars align. He's if you roll, you're removing health from the front enemy. And if you could somehow get his attack higher than Mantis Shrimp, you could do some cool stuff where you're just executing the front unit every time. They could easily play around it though, but it would be cool. Oh, and then Gorilla. Gorilla is probably in the buy a lot. It's like if you have time to scale a gorilla, you take them. But if you don't have time, you're probably just selling them. German Shepherd is he's more so in the if the stars align. Yeah, you can scale the German Shepherd, but we don't really have many summons that even synergize with him. So unless I've already stolen some other summons, I don't really want the German Shepherd. A Grizzly Bear is in the probably in the I'll take it. Like usually they can build a better Grizzly Bear board than you, but like the interesting thing about Grizzly Bear is versus your opponent, you're kind of always going to get the same amount of triggers. So if they have a good Grizzly Bear board, it makes you have a good Grizzly Bear board. Only struggle is it's easier for them to find levels than it is for you. So he's kind of in the just, I'll take it. Hamster is like, if the odds are good, he pays for himself. You know, he's just okay. The Highland Cow, he's kind of like Gorilla in the sense of if I have a lot of time, he's pretty good. But usually, he's like not going to be too great. He's probably in the and I'll take it. Hippo is 100% BM. Like they're never gonna have a hippo and summon board for you to angler the hippo. Also, hippo's a tier 4. He's harder to scale. Hydra is really good. He might even be in the always buy. Oh, that's tough. He's in the buy a lot or always buy. Like Hydra's a crazy good unit. I'll put him in the always buy. Just because like we have way more means of scaling the Hydra than Pack 5 does. Ibex is interesting. I'm not sure where to put the Ibex. I haven't played much of the Pack 3 matchup. He is a 70% skunk. He can be scaled by T-Rex. Therefore, he's got to be kind of good. Maybe he's in the... I'm really unsure about this one. I'll just leave him in the A. I'll take it, because I don't know. Maybe he's more so in the stars align. If they have like one really big pet, and like it's still the Ibex, that could be good. Jersey Devil is definitely BM. You like your opponent is got a shit Jersey Devil, you're taking it to just prove how shit it is. Kitsune. Kitsune is probably in the if the stars align. Like if you'd anglered some other mana user, he could be good. Kraken, you gotta keep in mind you're playing against Pack 5. Most of the time, the Kraken is way better for them. So for that reason, the Kraken's going into the BM. He might even be just a total whiff. Because, like, if they have Team Spirit, it's just so much better for them to have the Kraken than you. So yeah, I don't want him. Frogman? Frogman. He could be in BM or Total Whiff. These are really just interchangeable tiers. I think I'll put him in the BM. I think I have done this to Kutarba once, where I just stole his Frogman and then beat him. It did nothing, but it looked cool. Leopard is going to go into the buy a lot. The same reason with like Gorilla, Cobra, Boar, Behemoth. If I have time, like if I have a lot of lives with these pets, and I have like a T-Rex or like a scaling board, for sure, these are good units to scale. Macaque is a definite BM. He's not really good into with Pack 2. There's, I don't know, he could be in the stars in line. Just because you could have like a llama board and then getting the macaque value. I'll put him in the stars in line. There's some situations. Mammoth is in if the odds are good. You could just pill a mammoth. That's fine. Manatee is a total whiff. Now, Mandrake is one of the few other tier 3s I have here. And the odds of you getting an Angler Mandrake game that's good are super low. But they do exist. So if the stars align. A Manta Ray is a... We'll probably put him in the BM. I don't know. Manta Ray is like almost never going to be that worth for you. There are some situations where you would have anglered Manta Ray. Like say you're doing like some huge pivot and you're still in the process of it. But you never really want a 4 squad. I don't know. I'm just going to leave him a BM. A Manticore for sure is a if the stars align. If you've already stolen some other element pets from Pack 5, Manticore's value goes way up. Also, if they just have like Phoenix who hits everybody, you could just steal a Manticore to kind of equalize things. So that's pretty good. Monkey's base stats are so low and my scaling is so good. I don't usually just buy him because he's a monkey. He's more so like, I'll take him, or if the odds are good. Like, if they had a cow and a monkey, I'd for sure buy an angler, and I'd be happy with either. So I would prefer the cow, just because I get my board slot back. But yeah, I'll just keep him there. Nessie is probably in the, if the odds are good. Nessie could be really good. You're not rolling too much, but you can actually just scale the base Nessie way further than Unicorn ever could hope. A Nurse Shark is in if the stars align, just because for this next guy, if you had also still in a Nyala, and Nyala is a buy a lot. It's a lot of base stats on the unit. Ooh, hurt my back last night, and it is killing me, gamers. Ooh, Orca. Orca probably in the buy a lot. Like, Orca's just a solid base statted unit. Ostrich is for sure in the BM. And Oyster is super rare for them to end on an Oyster. But, you know, it's just the same as all the other buy and sell pets. Yeah, the odds are good. Parrot is in the potentially always buy to buy a lot. I haven't been really putting them in an order on their list, but like he would for sure be at the top of buy a lot. It's a struggle that you can't really scale Parrot with T-Rex, but at the same time, you have so many good abilities in Pack 2. Being able to steal them is really solid. So yeah, I'm just gonna put him in the top of buy a lot. Penguin is definitely BM. Fuck you, Dre. Phoenix he's almost an always buy. He might even just be an always buy. He's that good. He's like one of the best, maybe the best faint pet in the game. Piranha is kind of an I'll take it. It's like rare than I need the attack stats more than they do. Pixiu is definitely BM. Pterodon, if the stars align, like I have Angler Pterodon and then like used it to resummon a level 2 Octo. So there are some cool things you can do with this pet. Um, PDF. Hmm. PDF. He's kind of like we don't have any synergy with him. He's kind of just a total whiff, and he's not even really cool enough to BM somebody with it. Quetzalcoatl, this guy's cool. At the very least, he's giving you 2/2 stats. And then I'll take it. Now we get to some of the new Pack 3 pets, and this guy, I believe, I've yet to test this, but I think he's in the always buy because Pack 3 has answers to Pack 2 in the form of Breadstick, which can remove my front item, which means I can't peanut or coconut scam them like I'd love to. And the real Velociraptor is like just an answer to that, so he's probably in the always buy. And even if they don't buy a Breadstick, that means I'm getting 2 coconuts or something like that, or 2 melons. He's got to be good. Reindeer, he's the same with gorilla and leopard. If I have time, I'll buy him a lot of the time. Red dragon, you can scale him with T-Rex, so that's good. He's kind of easily played around, but he's still annoying for him to deal with. He's kind of and then I'll take it. Rock for sure is in if the stars align, because if I had already stolen some other mana pet, or I could buy another angler and steal a mana pet, I would take the rock. Rhino is in. He's close. I'll put him in the buy a lot for now, but he's close to the always buy. Just because the peanut rhino tech is so hard to deal with. I might just put him in the always buy. New Sabretooth. He drops a mammoth. He's probably, for the same reason reindeer and leopard and gorilla are here, just buy a lot, because I can scale him further than Pack 3 could scale him. Same thing with Rooster. Salmon of Knowledge is definitely if the stars align. It'll almost always be better for a unicorn pack. But there are times it's better for you, and it kind of reminds me of Armadillo, where like your opponent will buy them, realize it's a mistake into your board, but then you can angler it, and it's like, oh, you can't undo this now. Like he's mine forever. Sagna Antelope is a total whiff. Scorp is probably in the if the odds are good, you can just Scorp scam somebody. It's against Pack 1, so they kind of could. It depends if they have melons or whatnot. Sea Serpent, he's an obviously if the stars align. If I've gotten a rock or maybe a Kitsune. Seal is definitely BM. He's one of the worst tier 5s in Pack 1. Ooh, the other Seal. I'll take him. You know, I don't love him. He's definitely better than ending on like Baboon, so he's okay. Secretary Bird. Secretary Bird. He's probably. It's rare for you to get any value out of this guy. He's like an okay to end on. We'll put him in the I'll take it. I don't love it. I'm probably selling him next turn. And I'd probably sell him the turn I bought him if I could buy something else that's better. Shark. I really like Shark. Shark might be in the always buy. I angler sharks a lot, and it always seems to work out. It's just he's a crazy like good tempo unit. I can scale him. I think I'll put him in the always buy. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Silver Fox, is an interesting one. I've never really anglered one before, I don't think. I mean, you could scale him and make him make you a lot of money, but he's more of an and I'll take it kind of guy. Like I'm looking for cool abilities, but the money could be useful. Skunk is in the buy a lot. I have Stinky Sock, but this means like I don't have to buy a Stinky Sock when I get the Skunk. Ooh. Let's see who's next. We have Sleipnir. Sleipnir is probably up there with all the other tier 6 units that require scaling. You know, if I can scale him, he's good. Slug. Slug is in the probably if the stars align. Rare situation I'd ever want the Slug. He might, I don't know. It's super, super rare that you'd ever really want the Slug. I mean, if you stole a Cobra, so yeah, I'll put him here. Just if you stole a Cobra, you'd steal a Slug. Snake, you know exactly where Snake's going. He's an always buy. He's one of the best. Spino. The thing about Spino is, like, I'm not gonna have a board built with the Spino synergy, but Spino as is, even with just 4 non-faint pets, is still good. So he's probably in the buy a lot. Squirrel is an easy BM for sure. Swordfish is also an easy BM. I don't have Pepper to synergize with the Swordfish. It's usually worse for me. Tatzelworm. Tatzelworm is probably like if I had a level 2 eagle, or if I had stolen some other faint pets. The rarest of situations an angler of Tatzelworm. Team Spirit is unfortunately like he's almost a total whiff, but like I guess if you had a level up and you hit Team Spirit, like, and the rarest of situations you could cycle the Team Spirit and get your level up, get the stats, sell the Team Spirit. A Tiger is a easy always buy. You can put Tiger behind an Octo. You can put Tiger behind a Lionfish. You can put a Tiger behind a snake that you anglered. Tiger's just super sick. Tiger Bug. Tiger Bug is probably an I'll take it. I can't scale him. I don't really like him. I don't know. He doesn't really do anything. He could just be if the stars aligned, if I'd stolen a Frogman, which kind of just goes into BM. Because, like, it's pretty BM to steal a Frogman and then steal a Tiger Bug. Triceratops is kind of the same with a lot of the buy-a-lots. If I have time to scale them, they're good. Turkey is probably... he's close to an always buy. Especially if I'm also going for a pivot. He might just be buy a lot because it's not always Turkey. Yeah, I can't remove him. Why can't I move the Turkey? I guess Turkey's in the bottom of always buy. I can't move him out. Oh, here we go. I don't know. It's like if I'm going for a pivot, he's kind of an always buy. It's tough. Like for sure, if I have lives and I'm pivoting stuff, I'll just take the Turkey. He also makes the next anglerfish even better, so sure. A turtle is a kind of in the I'll take it. Or if the odds are good. I mean, just having a passback melon is good enough. We have pill in our pack too, so we can just pill them. Unicorn is definitely if the stars align. Like if they have some kind of element build, I could steal a unicorn, and then I'm also benefiting. Same with Vampire Bat. There's ways you can proc him with like a level 2 puppy or microbe, but he's usually bad. But he has certain situations where he'd be crazy, so he goes to the stars align. Nikita is a total BM for sure. We're almost never going to get value out of him. Visitor, probably in the. He's usually bad. He's. I'll probably put Visitor in the BM. Because usually if they have a Visitor, it's not going to help you at all. Vulture. In the matchup, you can use him to like pop peppers and things, so he's kind of like an I'll take it. You can also scale him, not that you really want to. Warthog appear in the buy a lot for the same reasons, most of the units are, like Boar. Werewolf, on the other hand, is in the always buy. Because Werewolf for pack 5 usually means they always get to win that even turn. And once you steal a Werewolf, it's not a free win for them anymore. You're always contesting the Werewolf. You can also get your Werewolf to 50-50 faster than they can. Unless they have, like, the Dream Ogopogos. A Whale, usually a BM. He's not that good in our pack. Whale, you need levels on him. If you could get the levels, he's, like, fine. But he's not a tier 5, so you can't really scale him like you can Beluga Whale, which makes him a little bit worse. Wildebeest is for sure usually BM, but if the stars align, you can make him work. Wolf is a pretty good if the odds are good. He's like crazy base stats on a unit. New Wolverine, I'm unsure of. I don't know how good he is or what. For now, I'm gonna put him in BM because usually that's what he was. But I'm not unsure with the new Wolverine. Time will tell. Worm of Sand is an easy BM. You're definitely trolling your opponent to end on this. Yeti is I'll take it. Maybe I'm looking for triples. He's a good way to find them. Mantis is almost the top of BM. I have Angler and Mantis before on a pack 3 player to disrespect them. It's fun. You kill one of your units. It's usually a fun thing to do on lethal. Not as doable anymore now that they have the Mimic Octopus, but now we have Hawk. Hawk is one of the interesting tier 4s. I think he's if the odds are good, because a lot of times you can get value out of Hawk into the pack 3 matchup. You can shoot Spino, you can shoot their Velociraptor. Ammonite, I've yet to Angler one yet, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna be in the always buy list. Just because we have Pill, and a lot of times I scale a tier 1 big in pack 2, and I keep him around for a while, and if I happen to hit the Ammonite, that's just a good, like, change my Gecko or my Ladybug into a Mimic Octo. That seems good. And then last, but certainly not least, is Sloth. Every single time my opponent tries to Sloth on me, I hard roll Angler to get the Sloth, and then I win with the Sloth. It's super sick. But yeah, this is all the pets I chose to include in the tier list. Let me know if there's any specific pets you'd want me to include. Just leave a comment. I'll tell you where I put them. But yeah, I included mostly tier 4s and above, with a few exceptions. And let me double check this list. Let's see if there's anything egregious, any egregious mistake I made. All of this seems good. Rhino, like, some of these are like really close to the tier below, but for the most part, this is all good. The buy lot is mostly pets that require me to have time to scale. They're just good as they are, like Nyala and Orca. Or Fly. If the odds are good, yeah, Beluga Whale, all your buy pets, Cyclops, Hamster. Things you'll just kind of get some value out of most of the time. Yeah, the I'll take it's not great, not terrible. Yeah, super situational pets makes sense. Yeah, the BM and the Total Whiff are basically the same. But yeah, don't forget to do your BM anglers. I love doing the old another piece to the collection on people. But yeah, this is the Angler tier list. If you liked the video, like the video, maybe subscribe. Have a good one.